mga Kapitek, magandang araw sa ating lahat. Magandang araw and welcome po sa panibagong video ng ating NASH preparation. Ito po ay ang ating session number 33. Itong video po na ito, ang pag-usapan natin ay ang mga frequently asked questions when it comes to the expanded career progression. So I know it's a bit late already, but I believe that this is significant, this is important. I believe na magandang foundation pa rin ito, no? As we all know, that we are already transitioning into the uh, implementation of the expanded career progression. Okay. So, pag-usapan natin ngayong video ay ang mga frequently asked questions. So, nakabase doon po sa ating DepEd order, sa DepEd order. So, bago tayo magpatuloy mga Kapitek, ay gusto ko lang pong magpasalamat sa inyong lahat for trusting po yung ating YouTube channel. Para po sa inyong lahat na palaging nakasubaybay at laging nanonood. Overwhelmed po yung ating team dito po sa lahat po ng mga nare-receive natin ng mga feedback. And we're so happy that we were able to make it, lalo-lalo na po yung mga kakapasalang nitong NASH Batch 1. Congratulations po sa inyong lahat. We're very proud that yung ating PTech YouTube channel ay naging parte ng inyong success, and we're very proud, no, hoping that we can meet all of you in person. Sana nga po ay makapag-meet tayo, lalong-lalo yung mga nagme-message sa atin that they're very thankful for everything that they have heard, they have learned from the video discussions that we've made. We're equally thankful po dito sa pagbigay nyo sa amin ng yung inyong trust, no? Dahil patuloy pa rin kayo na nanonood para po sa ating preparation. And in line with that, we would also like to invite you po to share our channel para po naman doon sa ibang mga program. And we are already launching po yung ibang mga let review materials naman, no? Kung may mga kakilala po kayo who are also gonna take licensure examination for teachers, we also have some review materials for that, and nandito lang po sa ating YouTube channel ang mga yan, right? So once again, congratulations po sa inyong lahat, and we are really equally thankful, no, for giving us the opportunity na maging parte ng inyong success. And kami po sa PTech ay masayang-masaya sa inyo pong journey, no? At finally you've been able to get po yung inyo pong examination or the eligibility, no? For you to be able to qualify for the principal 1 position. Good luck po sa inyong lahat, and hoping that maging worthy yung journey ninyo. And lagi nating binabanggit sa ating mga videos na we help change the system. Maging parte tayo na mabago kung ano man yung mga kailangan nating baguhin. And we know that yung pagiging school head, no, pagiging school principal ay isa pong malaking hamon, and napaka-ganda po ng strategic yung ating mga posisyon para makapag-innovate at makagawa po tayo ng ating mga programs na ang layon ay talaga pong maging effective yung ating mga schools so that we can provide quality instruction sa ating mga estudyante. Okay? So, ang ating pag-usapan ngayong video ay ang ating frequently asked questions for the expanded career progression system for the public school teachers, no? So ito ay base sa ating DepEd order number 24 series of 2025. So we all know na yung ating expanded career progression. What is the expanded career progression for public school teachers? Ito ay ang system na established by Executive Order number 174 series of 2022 that is aimed at promoting professional development and career advancement for teachers. It defines clear career lines of teachers within the public basic education system from kindergarten to senior high school. Okay? So who is covered by the ECP? So lahat po ng mga teachers and school principal incumbents, kasama po yan, holding permanent appointments in all levels from the kindergarten to the senior high school, including those handling po ng ALS, Madrasa, and Indigenous Peoples Education or IPED. It also applies to special science teachers and special needs education teachers. So yung tinatawag natin na SNET, no? SPET dati, no? Whose position shall bear such parenthetical pursuant or title pursuant to sections 21 and 25 of the IRR of the Executive Order number 174 series of 2022. So who is not covered by the ECP? So sila po yung mga hindi kasama like the guidance counselors or coordinators, the school farming coordinators para sa mga TechVoc schools natin, no? Vocational instructional supervisors, school librarians, teachers in the non-DepEd managed institutions such as the PHSA, the NAS, the PSHH, and the SUCs. Okay. And also those teachers in the BARM unless adopted, and other positions as specified in the Executive Order number 174 series of 2022. So what are the different career lines under the ECP system? Nandiyan po yung ating CT, yung classroom teaching line. Meron din po tayong SA or yung ating school administration career line, no? So sa ating classroom teaching career line, these are for teachers focused on classroom instruction. We have the positions including teacher 1 hanggang teacher 7. Ito na nga yung bago. And then from MT1 hanggang po sa MT5. For the school administration line naman, we have principal 1 hanggang principal 4. Can teachers switch between career lines? Ang sagot po dyan ay yes, because switching is allowed only once, provided that the teacher meets all the required qualifications and competencies for the target position in the other career line, no? Subject to the applicable assessment and then the staffing standards. So for example, yung ating mga school heads na, no, dahil they were able to realize na gusto na nilang bumalik into the teaching field, pwede silang mag-switch, no? Halimbawa, from P1 yan, switching into yung ating classroom teaching line, pwede sila maging master teacher too. Depende po yan sa yung staffing standards, no, na meron po sa isang institution. Okay? Nandiyan din po kasi yung mga numbers na ratio na kailangan nating masundan. Okay? When can teachers choose between the CT and the SA career line? So, they can only choose kapag sila po ay nasa MT1 position na. So, yan po yung springboard, the starting point ng ating mga deviation. So, meaning na yung ating mga MT1, eventually, kapag naka-full implementation na po yung ECP natin, ibig sabihin nito, those who are going to take po those who are going to be appointed into the school head position later on ay kailangan ng entry point na nila ay Master Teacher 1 position. Pero sa ngayon, dahil hindi pa nga full yung implementation niya, nasa transitory provision pa rin po tayo doon sa mga qualification standards na o yung ating pagbibigay po ng examination. Okay, yung mga those who can be appointed, no, to that position ay pwede pang mag-take, no, ng kanilang mga examination, no, kahit na hindi pa master teacher. But eventually, ang master teacher 1, no, lamang yung pupwede na ma-promote, no, kapag ka po nag-full implement na yung ating ECP. Why is switching of career lines only allowed once? Siyempre, because upon reaching the level of the MT1, incumbent teacher shall be given the opportunity to choose the career track they wish to pursue, whether to continue along the teaching career line or shift to the school administration career line. Okay, at this point, teachers are expected to make a firm and deliberate decision on the track that best aligns with their professional aspirations, competencies, and long-term goals. No, this will also ensure clarity in the career progression and avoids unnecessary disruptions in the system. No, teachers are encouraged to carefully consider their strengths, training, and personal interests before making this pivotal choices. It will define their growth, their path, their roles, and responsibilities within the department. Okay? Question 8. In reclassification, can I apply for a position in the CT or SA line with more than 3 salary grades from my current position? So ang sagot dyan is that all promotional appointments under the reclassification shall not go beyond the 3 salary grade limitation, no? Yung in the parlance of yung naririnig natin in the field, ito yung tinatawag natin na ano, no, yung jumping from, no? So wala po yung ganong klase na ang promotion in which nagkaroon ng more than 3 salary grades higher. So ganoon din po, no, nire-recognize po yan except when such appointment falls within the purview of any applicable exemptions granted by the civil service and the DBM. No? So in such cases, appropriate justification shall be submitted to the oversight agencies together with other required documents for evaluation or approval. Okay? So let's try to analyze itong mga different career positions within the career stages. Makikita natin dito yung comparison, ano? So let's start from the base, no? Makikita natin dito sa baba na yung ating dito sa left, ito yung ating the different career stages, no? For teaching line, classroom teaching line ito. Ito naman yung school administration line na makikita natin. So everybody passes through from teacher 1 hanggang teacher 7, no? Ito yung ating ito yung pinaka-basic na jumping board, no? So from T1 to T2 to T3, ang T1 to T3 sila po yung tinatawag natin ngayon na beginning towards proficient. Sila po yung nasa PPST career stage 1. Okay, so yan po yung career stage 1 different positions. So that's also the reason why kapag tayo ay nag-evaluate ng kanilang mga papel, lalong-lalo na kapag nagde-demo, ang applicant ng T3 ay ginagamit po natin yung pang-career stage 1. So we've been using that, no? So hindi na siya yung pang proficient na guide, no? We're using the beginning towards proficient po na guide. From T4 to T7, sila yung tinatawag natin na career stage 2. PPST career stage 2, sila yung proficient. Okay? And then if you're going to, so meaning, halimbawa, you are within the yung T2, papunta sila ng 3 salary grade higher, ang maximum position na pwede nilang i-apply ay papunta kay T5. Yung T3 naman, ang pinaka-highest niya ay papunta ng T6. Provided, however, na itong mga career stages na yan, bago lumipat, halimbawa, from T2 papuntang T5, si T2, kailangan niya munang ma-assure na siya ay qualified under the guidelines ng T4, no, bago siya pwedeng i-evaluate in the T5. So dito siya nagkaroon ng later ng medyo madugo na evaluation, no? Medyo madugo yung naging evaluation niya dahil nga doon sa nagkaroon ng mga S and so on, but it has already been resolved naman, ano? Pero yun ang binabanggit natin that if you're going to skip, no, from one career stage to another, you have to meet the basic qualification first of the first position within that career stage. So, halimbawa, itong proficient, kailangan mo munang ma-meet yung basic ng T4. If you're going to go higher naman dito sa ating sa highly proficient level dito sa career stage 3, you have to meet first the MT1. Kaya nga, ang T7, hindi siya pwedeng mag-apply papunta kay MT2. Kailangan niya ma-meet muna yung qualification dito kay MT1. So from T7, the only point na pwede niyang applyan ay MT1. Si MT1 hanggang kay MT3 lang. Hindi siya pwedeng umakyat hanggang kay MT4 because there are some guidelines dyan na hindi niya pwedeng banggain. Okay? So, ganun din yung ating mga nasa MT2, syempre hanggang kay MT. Si MT2 ba kaya sa MT3? Yeah, so pwede, no? But I think there are some qualification that needs to be met bago siya pumakyat papunta kay MT4. Makikita natin yan later on. Dito naman kay school principal position, syempre, ang school principal 1, pwede kay mag-apply papuntang principal 2. Si principal 1 and 2 pwedeng mag-apply into principal 3. Pero si principal 2 hindi na siya pwedeng tumawid papunta kay principal 4. The only position na pwedeng mag-apply kay principal 4 ay yung principal 3 because papunta na siya dun sa career stage 4. Okay? Ang principal 3 ay career stage 3. Ang principal 1 and 2 sila yung nasa career stage 2. Sino yung nasa career stage 1 nila? Siyempre nandito siya sa MT1 position. Ayan. So yan yung level ng career stage dito kapag kapapunta ka ng principal position. Alright? Sige. Moving on, can I skip or jump to higher career stages? No, yan ang binabanggit ko kanina. Promotion, whether through reclassification, shall be required to go through any of the positions within the career stage before advancing to any positions in the next career stages. Okay? Moving forward sa ating question 11, what are the requirements to advance to the classroom teaching career line? Kailangan ma-meet yung CSC-approved qualification standards for the teaching position applied for and be able to meet the performance requirements. Ito yung performance requirements na tinitingnan natin. Ilang outstanding ba kailangan niya for this certain indicator? Okay? Na makikita naman natin yan doon sa ating DepEd order, no? And also embedded under the DepEd order 19 and then DepEd order 20, no? Emanated from, of course, yung ating joint DBM circular. Question number 12, what are the requirements to advance to the school administration line? So definitely meeting the CSC approved QS for the school principal position applied for. Yung ating qualification standard po ay nandun po sa ating DepEd order number 19, no? Series of 2024. Pass the DepEd administered school head assessment, kagaya po ng NCASH, the NASH, principal's test, or the equivalent. Okay? But it has already been clarified. Say, for example, those who are non-takers. So they were already promoted as principal 1 prior the implementation of the yung school head assessment, hindi na kailangan if they are going to go to P2, P3, P4, for example. Okay. So kung P1 na siya at hindi siya nakapag-take noon but for the purpose na prior to yung appointment niya ng P1, di pa naman required yung examination, ay pwede siyang ma-promote into the higher position. Hindi naman na hinahanap yun. Okay? Undergo the comparative assessment by the HRM-PSP. So again, yung ating qualification standard, makikita natin ito under the DepEd order number 19, no? Series of 2024. Yan. Are principals appointed prior to the implementation of any principalship or school head required to pass? No na. Yung mga ito yung binabanggit ko kanina na kapag incumbent na yan, whether kahit na hindi siya nakapag-take ng examination, incumbent na pa rin yan. So, exempted na yan from submitting the certificate of rating when applying for the position. Okay? 14. Dito tayo sa transitory provisions for the ECP implementation. How long is the transition period? It's 3 years, reckoned from the date of the issuance of the IRR. So, which is on February 25, 2025 and shall end on February 24 of 2028. Yan yung transitory period na nabanggit po natin kanina. So what will happen to existing vacant positions? So vacant positions found in the ECP system from T1 to T3, MT2 to MT4, school principal 1 to 4 will be converted to the entry position of the job group if not filled within 1 year. Yeah. So by February 24, 2026. So vacant positions found in the ECP will be converted to the entry position of the job group if not filled within 1 year, and that will be by February 24, 2026. Vacant or unfilled position such as the special school principal 1 and 2, assistant school principal 2 and 3, shall be converted to school principal 1 position, while vacant or unfilled assistant principal 1 and the HT 1 to 6 positions shall be converted to teacher 1 positions. So, ibig sabihin doon, ito yung scrap and build rule na nabanggit ng yan. So, na-recall ko lang yung word kanina, yung quantum leap pala, yung binabanggit natin about yung jumping off from 3 salary grades higher. Alright? Sige. So, scrap and build, no? Doon sa mga positions na nabanggit, no? Kapag sila ay hindi po na filled up within the year. Okay, this is based on Deped Order number 20, series of 24. So what will happen to the vacant items that are already published and are posted? So vacant items that are already published prior to the issuance of the Deped Order number 24 may still be filled up and shall continue to be governed by the existing policies and guidelines. Yeah. Do head teachers and assistant school principals need to undergo retitling before they can be reclassified? So no ang sagot dyan. They can be promoted or reclassified to appropriate positions in the ECP system that are commensurate with their qualifications and proficiency levels, subject to the necessary assessments and applicable staffing. Retitling shall only apply if they do not meet the qualification standards. Ito yung binabanggit ng isa sa mga questions that we've been asked ng ating mga kasamahan. What will happen to those positions affected, nagagaya ng mga head teachers? So they can be qualified. Halimbawa, yung mga HT3, if they would like to be promoted, for example, into MT1 position, pwede. They can apply. So they can do reclassification, pwede silang mag-reclassify into MT position. Okay? Kung mami-meet nila yung qualification standards at ganun din yung mga staffing requirements, staffing standards and other deployment parameters like yung ratio ng 5:1, for example, dapat mami-meet po nila yun. Okay? Otherwise, kung hindi nila na-meet yung qualification standards, what will happen to them? So, magkakaroon na ngayon ng retitling. So, they will be retitled. So, yung HT3, kapag hindi sila na-reclassify, ay pwede silang ma-retitle, magiging T6. Yun po, magiging retitled po. Okay? 18, what will happen to existing head teacher and assistant school principal, special school principal, and assistant special school principal positions? So, within the 3-year transition period, they shall be una, priority in the promotion through natural vacancy, provided they belong to the top-ranking candidates. Priority in the reclassification of positions, subject to applicable guidance, and provided necessary professional development programs to equip them of the required qualifications and competencies for school principal position. So they may also opt to be retitled to an equivalent ECP position with the equivalent salary grade. Yan. So, yan po yung mangyayari sa kanila dyan. Question 19, do HTs, ASPs, SSPs need to pass through MT1 before being reclassified to P1? The answer here is no. During the 3-year transition period, they shall be given priority in the promotion, whether through reclass or natural vacancy, without passing through the MT1 position. Klaro naman yan. sila po yung mga affected, no, na mga personnel because of the position they are holding. Okay? So kahit na hindi sila MT1, halimbawa HT3, so salary grade 16 for example, if they would like to be promoted to, say for example, P1 position with the salary grade na 19, pwede yun, without passing through the MT1 position. Does retitling to an ECP equivalent position require undergoing HRM-PSP assessment? No din yan. No? All incumbents who will be retitled to equivalent positions in the ECP are not required to undergo the HRM-PSB comparative assessment. Ano mangyayari sa kanila? Okay. However, meeting the CSC approved QS and issuance of the appointment shall be required. So hindi na sila dadaan doon sa mga gagawin ng HRM-PSB for them to be retitled, no? Dahil magkakaroon na lang ng automatic retitling yan on their part, no? Siyempre, I believe ang mga HRE kinakailangan lang nila ng letter of intent, no? Some HRs are requiring that para nila ma-signify yung intention for them to be retitled. But they will not be going through the assessment of the HRM-PSB. Okay? 21. If I'm already at step 2 or higher and retitled to an equivalent teaching position, will my step increment reset to step 1? The answer here is no. Pursuant to the section 5.5 of DBM Budget Circular number 21T19-1, incumbents of positions which were retitled shall continue to be paid at their present salary rate, including the step increment. Okay? So, wag mabahala dyan sa part niyan. Are HTs and ASPs retitled to equivalent teaching positions required to teach? Not necessarily, no? Kung na-retitled to equivalent teaching position. Retitled HTs and ASPs have the following options in terms of functions to be performed upon their concurrence. Una, they can assume the functions attached to retitled teacher or master teacher position. So, pwede yan. So, they can go teaching, empty position, okay. Pangalawa, they can perform existing functions by virtue of designation as department head designate or assistant school head designate. All right, pwede yun. No? Or they can also perform as a school head designate in any elementary or secondary school within the STO with no principal item. Okay, so kaya nga not necessarily. Kasi kung pinili nila yung pagiging empty, then magtuturo na talaga sila. All right? Pero kung pwede naman na they will just be performing their existing function by virtue of designation, pwede din naman yun. Alright. 23, what will happen to incumbents who may not qualify for either the school principal or the empty position, and those who may not be retitled as may be declared as exist per established staffing standards. So ang gagawin nila, they can be retained in their position title and continue to perform their existing function. So wala namang mangyayari doon sa kanilang mga positions. Okay? Pwede pa rin nilang ma-retain yung kanilang position title. Alright. Ano pa? They can be assigned as assistant school head designate to schools with more than 1,000 learners. Next, do department head designates and assistant school head designates have teaching loads? Ang sagot dyan it depends on their designation and background. Halimbawa, a department head designate coming from the ranks of MT shall have 3 hours of teaching load. Alright. Pangalawa, head teachers retitled to equivalent teaching positions but opted to retain their functions as department head shall have no teaching loads. Halimbawa, department head yan, and then na-retitled to equivalent teaching positions, halimbawa HT3, tapos na-retitled into T6, no? But they opted to retain their functions as the department head designate, hindi sila magtuturo, no? No teaching loads. And assistant school head designate shall have no teaching load. However, they may be assigned a teaching load only, no, in the exigency of service and only if all teachers in the school have already been given the maximum of 2-hour teaching overload. Yan. So, malinaw yun, no? Next, what will happen to incumbents of special needs and special science teacher 1 and 2? So they shall also be retitled to the equivalent position on the ECP system. Their position title shall bear the parenthetical title of the SNED or the SPET. So, limbawa, SPET 3, they will be retitled to T6. And then, however, yung teacher 6 nila, mayroong parenthetical title na nakalagay na sila ay Special Education Teacher 3. Yeah. So, yan yung meaning po ng parenthetical title na nabanggit siya. They shall be eligible for promotion or reclassification up to MT5 position. They may also choose alternative career lines between classroom teaching and school administration. 26. What will happen to qualified incumbents of positions affected by the implementation of ECP if all schools within the STO have been assigned with one school principal? Ano mangyayari sa kanila? They shall retain their current position title and shall be designated as assistant school head in schools with more than 1,000 learners or a department head in the same school by virtue of a designation. Napaka-crucial ng designation dyan. No? And during the 3-year transition period, they shall be prioritized for promotion through natural vacancies, provided that they belong to the top-ranking candidates. What will happen to head teachers in secondary schools who are entitled to equivalent teaching positions like T4 hanggang T7? So will their functions as department heads be diminished and will they fall under the supervision of the master teachers? Ang sagot dyan is no. If they choose to continue performing their existing function, they shall remain as department heads and will only be replaced by an MT once they get promoted or be separated from the service in any form or manner. So, hindi mawawala sa kanila yung pagiging position nila bilang isang department head. Okay? What happens after the 3-year transition if the incumbent opted to retain their position? So, their position will be tagged as coterminous with the incumbent or the CTI, no? As such, incumbents of the retained position may only apply for promotion to natural vacancy to any vacant teaching, school admin, related teaching, or non-teaching position in the service. If a teaching or school principal becomes vacant, will it immediately be converted to T1? So the answer is no. No, the vacated position shall be filled within 1 year reckoned from the date of vacancy. If the position remains unfilled after a year, it shall be converted to the entry-level position of the respective job group. Halimbawa, school principal 2 to 4, they will be converted to school principal 1. Teacher 2 to MT5 will be converted to T1. And all higher SNET position will be converted to T4 under the SNET. Next. For the comparative assessment and reclassification process, for the reclassification tayo, is the call for reclassification application only allowed once a year? Not necessarily din. No. Subsequent calls for applications may be made within the year subject to the availability of funds and provided that the existing career has already been exhausted. So, yung career po niyan, may meaning po yan under po ng comparative assessment. Okay? What is the difference between DepEd Order 20-2024 and DepEd Order 24-2025? So, both policies support teacher advancement but serve different purposes. So, for policy and purpose, tignan natin. Guidelines for recruitment, yung DO20. So, and appointment to higher teaching position due to natural vacancy. Kung natural vacancy, ang item, DO20 2024 ang gagamitin. But for reclassification purposes, DO24 2025 po ang gagamitin. Ha? Malinaw yan, ano? So, kung natural vacancy, halimbawa may P2 na nabakante dahil nag-retire, automatically the DepEd order na gagamitin ay DepEd Order 20 Series of 2024. Okay? However, kung reclassification, halimbawa, yung P1 gusto niya magpa-reclass into P2, for example, ang gagamitin po doon ay ang DepEd Order number 24 Series of 2025. Okay? Will there be a cut-off score for the reclassification? For teaching position, applicants must meet the cut-off score of 50 points. Now, for school principal naman, no cut-off score will be applied. Okay? The career is valid until when? No? So the career for a position remains valid until exhausted, and candidates who meet the 50-point cutoff are not reclassified due to limited funds shall be prioritized in the next fiscal year. So for example, 100 yung aplikante, ang pondo lang ay pang 50, yung remaining 51 to 100 will be the priority for the next year. All right? They will be the priority for the next year. And will those not accommodate for those who were not accommodated due to limited funds be required to undergo the assessment again? Hindi na, no? So they shall be considered in the queue and shall not be required to undergo the assessment process again. So nagpa-reclass ngayon, nandun siya sa next batch for the next fiscal year. So the next fiscal year, hindi na siya po pwede mag-apply. No? Hindi na siya i-require na mag-undergo pa ulit ng assessment dahil hinihintay na lang niya yung implementation, no, ng kanyang application. Can fiscal year 2021 be eligible to apply for V-class to school principal position? The answer is yes. Okay. Category B qualifiers who meet the qualification standards and have completed the shadowing and immersion program may apply for V-class to school principal 1 subject to the reclassification guidelines. So yung mga category B pero nag-undergo naman ng training, po pwede yun. Okay? Under po ng DepEd Memo 59 series of 2024. Itong performance requirements na to, if a teacher gets a satisfactory rating in any of the 37 PPSC indicators, he or she cannot be promoted. This is correct. So, ang sagot na ito ay no, teachers may be promoted to positions within the career stage even if they receive a satisfactory rating. Kung within the career stage, no? However, when they are applying to positions across the career stage, the rating of VS or outstanding in all 37 indicators shall be required. This is to showcase their readiness to meet the expectations of the next career stage. Pero ngayon, may bago na tayong guidelines ulit doon, ano? Kasi nagkaroon po ng outright revision dyan. Hindi tayo nagkakamali, kailangan ng merong commitment form lang, no, na sasagutin. For those who have, I think, a maximum of 2 satisfactory, satisfactory grade. So there is a commitment as to how they can be able to improve, no, on that area. Okay? Can a COI or NCOI, COI and COI rating that is higher than the required performance level for the position applied for stated shall be considered as meeting? Yes, no? So, halimbawa, ang nire-require lang ay VS pero lahat ay O. So, automatic naman yan. Okay? Can applicants who fail to meet or to submit MOV may be excluded? So, hindi rin, ano? Failure to submit MOV will simply result in the 0 rating for the portfolio assessment component, no, corresponding to that specific NCOI. However, this does not preclude the applicant from undergoing the behavioral events interview. Are teachers on official leave can be allowed for to apply for promotion? Yes pa rin yan, provided that they satisfy the performance requirements. Their applicable performance rating shall be taken for up to 3 rating periods immediately preceding the start of their leave of absence. All right? Can I advance to any position in the next career stage without passing through the entry position? Yes, no, provided that the applicants meet or the applicant meets the performance requirements for the entry position of the career stage. Yan yung nabanggit ko kanina. Halimbawa, si T2 applying for T5, kailangan ma-meet muna niya requirements for the T4. No? So, for example, from to applying to the proficient level, ang entry position ay MT4. For the highly proficient, ang entry level ay MT1. For the distinguished, ang entry level niya ay MT3. Okay. Is completion of 3-year performance rating required before applying for a higher position? It depends, no? So, nabanggit na natin kanina na for those who are applying within the career stage, hindi necessary. Pero for those who are applying for across a career stage, then nire-require yung complete na indicators na yan. Alright. Can the IPCRF be submitted include those from previous positions as long as they are within the 3-year completed performance cycle. The correct answer is yes. No, IPCRS from previous positions may be included as long as they are within the last 3 completed performance cycles. All right. If a teacher was promoted last school year and already have 1 full performance cycle, do they still need to wait for 2 more school years? So, ang sagot a teacher only needs to complete 1 full school year in the current position deemed to be qualified and meet the performance requirements for the position before applying for position. Okay, they may also include IPCRFs from their previous position as well. Okay? Okay na yan. So yung satisfactory ay hindi po ito nire-require under the plus factor, ano. Okay? Ayan po. So I hope na ito yung mga sa dami na po ng mga napanood ninyo at na inyong na meet, I hope na ito ay nagbibigay pa rin po sa atin ng ating yung ating refresher, no? So let me just again point out. Ito na po yung bagong tagging natin, no? So lumabas na po yung bagong PMS natin and nakita niyo na rin po ito. There are 7 domains for the PPST. Yung naka-blue po diyan ay mga COI. At yung mga naka-green naman ay mga NCOI. So ito na po yung bagong tagging natin. So 37 indicators pa rin sila. Okay? 21 of which ay COI, 16 of which naman ay NCOI. So domain 6 to domain 7 lahat ay NCOI. So these are 5 from 4, that is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. So 37 indicators. Tama ba? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 plus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 5. Tama. 16 indicators po yan. Yung ating NCOI. And then 21 naman yung COI. Alright. So I think there you have it. May mga qualification standards naman yan. But I think yung qualification standards natin, you can fully check that under po ng ating DepEd Order number 19 series of 2024. Alright. There you have it mga ka-PTech. Maraming salamat and I hope na kayo po ay nabigyan po natin ng additional inputs as you prepare po for the upcoming NASH for batch 2. No? That will be an additional input po para sa inyo and para sa mga gusto lang matuto. Yan po, you can check that. Meron na po tayong DepEd order na nakapaloob po ito at tinagyan lang natin po ng at least additional input coming from us. Alright? Maraming salamat mga kapitek and I hope to see you sa mga susunod na mga videos. Maraming salamat and good luck po sa mga magti-take po ng ating NASH batch 2 no? This coming po December 7. Maraming salamat and magandang araw mga kapitek.